Godzilla vs. Megalon is one of the first Godzilla films that I have memories of watching from my early childhood, and because of that, both Gigan and Megalon have long ranked high on my list of favorite enemy kaiju. I've already covered both the Showa and Millennium takes on Gigan, so now it's time to take a look at the mostly underrated and often overlooked Showa era's Megalon. Surprisingly, Megalon's origins can be traced back to Gabra from All Monsters Attack or Godzilla's Revenge. When Gabra was in the early concept stages, it went by the name of Gibara with an E, and was described as a giant mole cricket monster. Instead, Gabra was given this final design which, although not the best look for a monster, works for the setting where he's a bully to Manila. This would leave the old concept art meant for Gibara to go on to be used for Megalon. The name would be borrowed as well, as the title Megalon actually belonged to a kaiju from the unmade film Godzilla vs. the Space Monsters Earth Defense Directive, where Gigan, King Ghidorah, and the yet unknown Megalon kaiju would go on to fight Godzilla with Anguirus and Majin Tool, the sword-wielding statue. Yet another unmade Godzilla project that I wish would have been filmed. The Megalon kaiju is said to be a cross between a few different insects. According to special effects director Teruyoshi Nakano, the face was of a Japanese rhinoceros beetle, the body after cicadas, with its movements patterned after grasshoppers. Yet when I look at the images of mole crickets again, the bug that started off as Gibara and evolved into Megalon, I see so many similarities. The biggest one right off is that the mole cricket has those big shovel-like hands that look a lot like Megalon's drills. It's no surprise either that the mole crickets are excellent diggers, spending most of their life underground, just like the seatopians and Megalon. Now the face could be from either bug, but those horns are definitely from the rhino beetle. The cowl around the back of its head is an almost direct copy of the one on the mole cricket. The wing covers look like rhino beetles, while the torso and wing cover colors may just come from here, an image of a cicada that naturally appears in Japan, a possible origin to the orange and black colors. Megalon of the Showa era comes in at 55 meters tall, or just over 180 feet, and weighs in at 40,000 metric tons. The monster bug is also an offensive powerhouse, only lacking the training to use these weapons more efficiently. The creature's main ranged attack would be its killer beast light ray, a yellow lightning beam that is released out of the horn on its head. If you think the ray looks like Ghidorah's gravity beam, you're right. It was made in the same way so that they could use stock footage shots when needed. The other ranged attack was the geothermal napalm bullet, small red grenade-like explosive devices that could be fired from the mouth. These bullets were even more effective when combined with Megalon's amazing eyesight and its radar-assisted horn antenna. The kaiju would have drill bits for hands, likely inspired by the claws of his partner in crime, Gigan. With these hands, Megalon was able to dig underground at the unbelievable speed of Mach 3. He could also fly at Mach 3 and swim at Mach 4. Even his grasshopper jumps would clock in at 10 kilometers long. And beyond that, those wings capable of moving the monster at such high speeds could also cause hurricane winds, an attack that would level buildings with wind speeds reaching 1,000 meters per second. In my opinion, Megalon gets a bad rap, and it's definitely an underutilized monster. He's only appeared in one film during the Showa era, but at least he headlined it in Godzilla vs. Megalon. Although to his deficit, the movie takes place at a time in the late Showa era when the cheese factor was at its highest, causing many G fans to not take him too seriously. And when the film isn't taking itself too seriously, I can't blame fans for doing the same. He's not the smartest kaiju, he chases Jet Jaguar around like a cat after a laser pointer, and when the robot's out of range, he throws a fit. He forgets to use his main weapon, the light ray, on both of his enemies, and he doesn't use his hand weapons as efficiently as Gigan does. However, the giant bug did use teamwork, fighting well with Gigan, a kaiju from another planet. On top of that, Megalon didn't run when the fight went south like Gigan did until he was outnumbered. I do wonder what the actual relationship is with the seatopians. Is he simply awoken and aimed at a target? Or does the monster have a symbiotic relationship with the seatopians similar to Godzillas with the humans in the Showa and Legendary universes? It's unknown if he truly defends the seatopians, yet I wouldn't be surprised if that was the intention from Toho, as there are other examples of kaiju in this era that are summoned by humans in a guardian role, such as Mothra, King Caesar, and of course Godzilla. So where do you guys stand on Megalon? Is he just a boring, cheesy kaiju from the 70s? Or is he a monster that should get updated? I can imagine an even more insect-like modern take on him. He could really be a vicious kaiju if done right. I'd love to hear your questions and comments on Megalon down below. And as always, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time.